Hi and welcome to Introduction to Access Lesson 1. Here we've got Access open, and up the top there's a button to make a blank database. I'm clicking that now. Over here I'm going to call the database Golf Club. Next to where I've typed that, that's a little button that looks like a folder. Clicking on that allows me to choose where to save it. I'm going to save it into the Documents folder, but it's up to you at home where you think is a good spot. Click OK. And then hit the Create button underneath. Here we are with a brand new database called Golf Club. Up the top here we're in a table called Table 1. On the left there's a little button called the Views button. Clicking on that gives me the choice of the two views. At the moment it's in Datasheet view. I'm clicking on Design view, and it will need a name for this table. I'm going to call it Members Table. And click OK. This is where you set out which fields will be in the table. The first field's already been done for you. You can change this, but it's going to call it ID. It's a primary key. It's got a little key next to it. This button up here has activated that, and it's set as an auto number, so the first record will be record number 1, the second record will be record number 2, etc. I'm clicking in the box underneath here, and I'm going to type given name. We're making a table about the members of our club, and we'll need their given name. When I hit the Tab key, it bounces across to show me that the data type for this field is preset to be text. It could be other things. Hitting that little pull down gives you a list. I'm going to leave it as text because people's given names are text. Hit the Tab key, we're in the description box, which it tells us down here is optional. We don't need to describe what a given name is, so I'll hit the Tab key again, and now I'll type in family name. Hit the Tab key, leave it as text. I won't need to describe it, and here on the line underneath I'm going to type address. I'm leaving that as text, and in the description box I'm typing mailing address. And that'll come up on the form later on when people get to that field to prompt them to type in a mailing address. Here I'm going to type in city. Won't need to describe that, and I'll type in next thing I'll type in will be state. Now where it says text, I'm hitting the little pull down there, and I'm going to choose the lookup wizard. And this brings up a wizard window, and I'm going to select to type in the values that I want because I don't have another table or query to look up. And hit next. And I'm going to put in the state names of Vic, NSW, QLD, TAS, WA, SA, NT, ACT. I hope I got every, whoops, ACT. I hope I got everybody there. Make sure you do. Hit next. I won't need to change it. I'll leave it as state and hit finish. Now it's showing text here, but down the bottom if we look on the lookup panel it is definitely going to give us these states. Here in the general part of the field properties, there's an option here for default value. Most of the members of our golf club will be from Victoria, so I'm going to set the default value as Vic. When we get to this field in the form or the table, it will say Vic unless we choose from that list. Under state, I'm going to choose postcode. Oops, I better put a T in there. And even though it's a postcode number, it's a text field. Down the bottom where it's got the field size is 255, I'm going to change that to 4. I won't need to describe what a postcode is. I might put in a phone now, and even though it's a phone number we'll leave it as text. And under phone, what else should I put in? Let's put in handicap. Now a handicap here is a golf handicap, so that will be a number. And I might put in the description that's a golf handicap we're after. And the next one will be type. We want to know what type of member we're getting. Again, this is going to be a lookup where we'll get a pull down list. we don't have a table with it in, so we'll go with our own ones, and we'll put in full members, student members, and retired members. Excuse me. Leave it as type. And this is how you put the fields in. The last one we're going to put in here is memo. The last one we're going to put in is other. And it will be a memo field, which will give us a large box with plenty of room to write in. At that stage, I'm going to save the changes I've made by hitting the little save button up here, or Control S on your keyboard. If I close down this view now, we have a table over here called Members Table now. If I double click on that, or right click and open, we get these headings, the fields we put in. Here in the state, we've got a lookup where we can choose other states, and if we scroll over here to the right, in the type we've got a lookup as well.